Somewhere along the way, many of us learn a quiet, damaging lie. If you don't start, it's because you're lazy. If you quit, it's because you don't want it badly enough. If you hesitate, it's because you lack discipline. This lie is neat. It's simple. It lets the world feel orderly. It turns struggle into a character flaw and replaces curiosity with judgment. And it's wrong. Because most of the time, what we call laziness is fear wearing comfortable clothes. Fear that doesn't scream or shake or announce itself. Fear that feels like procrastination. Fear that says, I'll start tomorrow, instead of, I'm terrified. We're taught to imagine fear as panic, sweaty palms, racing hearts. But the most powerful fears are quiet. They blend into routine. They convince you you're just not ready yet, while they slowly build a life shaped around avoidance. This story is about that fear. And more importantly, about how to move anyway. 2. The day nothing was wrong. From the outside, everything looked fine. You had time. You had ideas. You even had motivation, at least in theory. But every time you sat down to start, something invisible pressed against you. You scrolled instead, cleaned instead, planned instead, anything except the thing you told yourself mattered. You didn't feel panicked. You didn't feel anxious. You just didn't move. So you called it laziness. You said things like, I just need to be more disciplined. Other people work harder than this. Why can't I just do it? And every time you said those things, the fear won. Because fear loves when you blame yourself. It keeps you busy attacking your character instead of questioning what's actually happening. 3. Fear is smarter than we think. Fear doesn't want to stop you completely. That would be obvious. Instead, it wants to delay you indefinitely. It whispers, you should learn more first. You need the perfect plan. What if you mess it up? What if you're not as good as you think? Fear isn't trying to protect you from danger. It's trying to protect you from exposure. From being seen. From being judged. From discovering your limits. From finding out that the dream you've carried so carefully might change once it touches reality. So fear disguises itself as productivity, research, preparation, waiting for the right time. And because those things look responsible, you trust them. 4. The myth of readiness. We are obsessed with readiness. We tell ourselves, I'll start when I'm confident. I'll begin when I know what I'm doing. I'll try when I'm sure it'll work. But readiness is not a feeling you find. It's a feeling you earn by starting. Confidence doesn't precede action. Clarity doesn't precede movement. Motivation doesn't precede progress. They follow it. Every person you admire began in confusion. Every expert once felt like an imposter. Every natural was awkward before they were fluent. The difference isn't talent or discipline. It's willingness to be bad in public, or at least honest in private. 5. The real cost of waiting. Waiting feels safe. It feels harmless. But it has a cost. Every day you don't start, you teach yourself a lesson. I can't be trusted with my own intentions. That lesson compounds. You stop believing your promises. You lower your expectations. You quietly grieve a version of yourself you never met. And the scariest part, you get used to it. You build a life that works around the thing you're avoiding. You become functional, even successful, just not fulfilled. Fear doesn't ruin your life dramatically. It erodes it gently. 6. Fear's favorite disguises. Let's name the most common masks fear wears. Perfectionism. If I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. Overthinking. I just need to consider one more angle. Busyness. I'm too busy right now, later will be better. Comparison. Everyone else is already ahead. Self-criticism. I'm just not that kind of person. None of these are laziness. They are self-protection strategies learned in a world that punishes mistakes. 7. Starting before you're ready feels wrong. Here's the truth no one likes to say. Starting before you're ready feels irresponsible. It feels messy. It feels exposed. It feels like breaking a rule you don't remember learning. You will feel like an imposter. You will feel underqualified. You will feel foolish. That's not a sign you're doing it wrong. That's the sign you've left the safe zone. Growth rarely feels like progress at first. It feels like incompetence. 8. The first step is smaller than you think. Fear survives on magnitude, so stop giving it big targets. Don't ask, how do I finish? How do I succeed? How do I get it right? Ask, what is the smallest honest step? Not the impressive step, not the public step, the honest one. One paragraph, one sketch, one email draft, one awkward attempt. You're not trying to win. You're trying to begin. 9. Movement creates safety. We think safety comes from certainty. It doesn't. Safety comes from evidence. Evidence that you can survive discomfort. You can learn as you go. You can adjust instead of collapse. Every small action becomes proof that fear is not fatal. You don't need courage to start. You need curiosity. What happens if I try? 10. The version of you that's waiting. There is a version of you that exists only if you begin. Not a perfect version. Not a fearless one. A braver one. That version isn't waiting for motivation. They're waiting for permission. And the truth is, no one is coming to give it. 11. You will fail, and that's not the point. Yes, you might fail. You might embarrass yourself. You might change direction. You might realize the dream needs revision. But failure isn't the opposite of success. Inaction is. Failure gives you information. Inaction gives you illusions. 12. Stop asking, what if? Fear asks, what if? Endlessly. What if you're not good enough? What if you waste time? What if you regret it? Try asking better questions. What if you grow? What if this leads somewhere unexpected? What if you become someone you like more? Fear hates balanced questions. 13. Starting is an act of self-trust. When you begin, messily, imperfectly, you send yourself a message. I am worth showing up for, even before I'm ready. That message matters more than the outcome. Because confidence isn't built by winning. It's built by keeping promises to yourself. 14. The quiet shift. One day, something changes. Not dramatically. Not all at once. You still feel fear, but it no longer decides. You realize you can be scared and moving. Uncertain and committed. Unready and brave. And that realization changes everything. 15. You were never lazy. You were protecting yourself. You were avoiding pain. You were trying to stay safe in a world that taught you mistakes are dangerous. But you don't need that protection anymore. You don't need to be fearless. You don't need to be ready. You just need to take the next small step, while your hands shake, while your voice doubts, while fear complains from the back seat. Let it come along. Just don't let it drive.